Our chief meteorologist, Rick Reichemuth, is in the Extreme Weather Center. You had promised a big snow. We got a big snow. It just moved.
Yeah, we thought about a foot here in the city. Actually, didn't see many forecasts of 2 in New York City. Got about 6 inches, but I tell you what, I'd rather have a foot of snow than 6 inches of that really hard, thick slush that we have out there. It's going to be a really rough commute tonight, really rough commute in the morning with the cold air coming in. Snowfall total is pretty extreme, though, when you go a little bit farther towards the west. Up around the Delaware Water Gap, 30 inches in Damascus. You see Oswego, New York, 2 feet. Same with Norwich. West Milford, New Jersey, 14 inches. So a lot of snow out there. Still some more snow going on right now. I think we'll see a little bit of this wrap back here towards the city. Definitely a lot more in across parts of New England, especially towards northern New England. I think we'll see some spots that maybe see an additional 18 to 24 inches of snow, especially out there in the ski areas. Up across parts of the White Mountains and the Green Mountains. Good news. Blizzard warning still going on here. Very windy night ahead and very cold temps coming in behind the Shep.
Rick, thanks. A lot of people stranded at airports today. U.S. Airways, or I should say U.S. Airlines, all of them together, canceled. Now the number is more than 6,000 flight, according to that site that tracks that sort of thing, Flight Aware. I mean, 2,800 just in the New York City area, and then it sort of sprawled all across the nation. How's it looking, Lillian?
Well, this is a flight radar map showing current air traffic across the U.S. And as you can see, most of this area is very congested as per usual. But once you look up here in New England where the storm is hitting, it's pretty empty. That's because all these flights are grounded and other flights are being routed around the big storm.
And the storm absolutely lived up to expectations. It just wasn't on the big cities.
Yes, and airlines have to be prepared for this kind of thing, so a lot of things were grounded yesterday just as a precaution.
Yep. All right, Lillian, thanks. Mighty quiet in the Northeast, and despite all the cancellations, as we reported, the storm didn't quite live up to the predictions, at least here in New York City. Rob Schmidt in Lower Manhattan, New York's financial district, a ghost town across much of the 5 boroughs today.
It certainly is, yeah, Shepard. People hear 2 feet of snow, and they decide they're going to stay home. It didn't turn out here in New York City, as you said, but regardless, we're at Wall and Broad, right here in the middle of FIDI, as they call it, Stock Exchange right here. Usually would be a pretty busy place this time of the day, but not too much going on here. It kind of feels like Christmas Day. You look down here south on Broad Street, you see some kids playing in the snow. Little snowball fights. We've seen a couple good ones today. This is great snowball fight snow. It's really, really thick. We only got maybe 5-6 inches of it, but geez, I mean, it's you can make a weapon out of it really easily. As we start talking here, the flights, obviously, you saw the cancellations. Nobody went to work today. The city essentially shut down for the most part. I mean, emergency services came in. The buses ran, the subways ran. Nobody expected it to be such a light storm, though, and so it threw everybody off. But it's now a matter of just cleaning everything up. But looking behind us here, tells you the story. Not much going on. The storm that never really came, but sure sent everybody home. We'll send it back to you, Shep.
Rob, thanks. Rick Leventhal's west of New York City, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. They're expecting foot and a half there. Is it living up, Rick?
Absolutely, Shepard. We have over a foot of snow that's fallen here in the Lehigh Valley. The snow continues to fall, even though the governor has told us that the bulk of the storm has now passed over the state. Still pockets of snow and wind, and still a couple thousand plows out on the roads and highways across Pennsylvania trying to keep up with the storm and with these roads, which remain icy and covered. And you can see this stuff along the side of it as well. That's going to be here for a while because the temperatures are going to be below freezing for a while. So they're really encouraging people to stay off the roads and avoid these hazards to avoid trouble, and trouble remains out here on the roads. 900 National Guard troops have been activated to help out with traffic control and welfare checks. And in fact, the governor told us a pretty interesting story, Shepard. National Guard troops helped the state police to escort a wave of snowplows and an ambulance that was carrying a 23-month-old boy who needed a heart transplant. They wanted to make sure he could get safely from one hospital to another, and those National Guard troops helped escort that ambulance with the help of snowplows to get that boy to the hospital where he is undergoing surgery today. But again, the big warning from the governor and from others in the region is to stay off the roads if you can. Shepard, a 16-year-old girl was killed when she hit a tree in New Hampshire this morning. Lost control of her car. The roads remain icy and will for likely days ahead.
Yep, not supposed to get above freezing in many areas for the rest of the week. Rick, thank you.